Sweet. All right, that was easy.
I grind for the love of the game. I feel like I just got shocked by 1,000 tasers. We grind for the love of the game and for the return of the Portland Jailblazers. Welcome back to Projecting the Jump, everybody. I'm Natron Clean. It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you too. You don't have to be too old to remember that era, and luckily for Generation Alpha or whatever it is, we get to introduce them to the Trailblazers.
Have you watched that documentary, or is it just too much retread?
I haven't had the heart to watch it myself. Have you?
Yeah, I did. Now, there's a lot of things. So we're referencing the bunch of motorists are blazing by at 100 miles an hour. Some street bike guys.
Motorists.
I live down by the river, so it's the street bike guys. But yeah, I did watch it. So Jailblazers on Netflix. It's I think it's part of the Untold series, similar to like the Malice in the Palace one or Winning Time about the Pacers. So if you haven't seen it, and yeah, it's fantastic. I didn't fully know, so I saw they have these hyperbolic posts. It was on Twitter, and it was like a picture of Dame and Ja Morant, who is now a Portland Trailblazer, and it said, "Who will stop this duo?" And someone just retweeted the Lake Oswego Police Department.
That's fantastic.
Which is what led to this intro that I thought of in the shower yesterday.
Oh, that's tremendous.
Natron's just going to grab some materials. So yeah, we're starting with a special edition of Blazers Corner because I haven't had a chance to talk to Nate about this trade, partially by choice. I wanted to live on pod kind of get into, like, how did you feel when you heard the news, when you saw the players, and then we'll kind of talk about what the rotations look like for fantasy, but it feels like they're not done. So I'm going to toss this to you, Nate. Any way you want to kind of process this on pod right now? What are we doing with the Ja Morant news and with the Blazers as a whole? This 1 year head coach, a head coach getting a 1 year contract, it's like unheard of. So it's just a strange era stemming out of this new owner who wouldn't even give the fans T-shirts to color coordinate at the playoff game. So air it out. The floor is yours. This is a safe space.
I appreciate the counselor corner here.
Counselor corner, yeah, fair.
Settle in there. It's interesting. I'm on a few different Blazers group chats, obviously, and you could just watch people go through the range of these different steps. I think it was initially the reaction was very negative on my part. I think I put Ja Morant into that category of players that other teams got. That would get passed around, and you'd be like, "Oh, that was a bad contract," but maybe it'll work for them. And it kind of stinks when it lands on your team. I imagine this is how Wizards fans have felt for years, or maybe they currently feel. I don't know.
That's how I felt in the early aughts when the Sonics traded for Patrick Ewing's knee braces.
I saw Patrick Ewing last season, and up there, it was okay.
You saw his knee? Physically saw him in the crowd?
Well, when he came to Portland.
You caught one of those games.
I did, yeah.
Damn.
Row 7.
He was 7 years old. Young Natron Clean.
I might have been, yeah. But just to talk through the Ja Morant trade. I kind of broke it down into a pros and cons, and trying to talk myself into being positive on this. So I'll start with the pros. I mean, the upshot is it was basically free. All it took was Chris Murray, who couldn't play offense, and Jeremy Grant's contract, which Jeremy Grant's an okay player, but that contract was basically a negative. It was such an overpay.
Definitely.
Ideally, you're bringing him in. He's only got 2 years left on his contract, so expiring contracts in the NBA, especially high-value ones, almost always have some amount of value. So there's kind of the upshot there. And if he plays well, you have the opportunity to flip him as well. So you're not on the hook for a 5-year contract or anything like that. So that gives me a little bit of hope there, that even if it doesn't work, it's not years of purgatory.